Hey guys, giotlgfan here, and welcome back to, wow, another video. It's been a while since I've said that. So this is just a current update of what's going on. So if you didn't see my YouTube post that I posted a while back, I ended up in the hospital. Almost died. And the reason why I almost died is because my appendix ruptured, and I was in so much pain. So it all started back in like mid-January, end of January, sometime like that, with just a small, minute right pain in my right testicle. So it just started with that. It was uncomfortable, but I managed to live through it and continue my normal life. But as February came around, I really started to get uncomfortable because the pain just started getting worse. It started going to my right hip and lower abdomen. And then it got so, and then when it was worsening even more, I was taking Advil and Tylenol. And close to the, like after Valentine's Day, it got so bad that I got an appointment with my primary doctor. Well, before I called my primary doctor, I started sweating a lot at night. Like, it was profusely. Every morning I would wake up drenched, with my body drenched in sweat. And I had my fan on full blast too, so you could just imagine how cold I was. I wasn't feeling that cold, I was feeling hot, I was feeling bothered. But back to the primary doctor, I got an appointment, I called my doctor's office, got an appointment with my primary doctor, and on the day, night before that appointment, I usually do masses, and I couldn't even do the masses. That's how bad it got. And once I got into my appointment, I was sweating a lot. And I just got my haircut too, like right before then. I was even sweating during the haircut. So I got my haircut, took a shower, got ready for my appointment, went to my appointment. And when my doctor came in, she was touching my stomach, and it was all hard. Keep with me. Don't take that out of context. But it got really, really hard. My stomach got really, really hard. And she told me, she wasn't even in there 5 minutes. You need to go to the hospital. I can either call an ambulance or have your dad take you. Luckily, my dad was there. So he took me to the hospital. And we were in the ER for an absurd amount of time. They were so busy that everything was chaotic. I was in the waiting room when I first got there for like 2.5 hours until they brought me back into the over to the beds, over to where they had the beds and stuff. I laid down on the bed, and one of their doctors went in and was feeling around you. On a scale of 1 to 10, what's the level of your pain? I was like, it's at an 8. I have a high pain tolerance, so if I didn't start complaining about the pain that I had, I won't be here recording this video. So anyway, I told that ER doctor that I went to my primary care doctor first, and he was like, "Why'd you go to your primary care doctor? You should have gone to the ER." I'm like, I don't know. I didn't know what this was. I thought it was just normal hip pain, but I ended up getting like an IV put in me, and the first IV that was put in me was it in that little crease where my joint is, and that hurt a lot when they put the needle in. It hurt so bad that I almost passed out. Anyway, that when they were so a few hours later, after they checked my vitals and all that, they put me, I ended up getting a CT scan, my first CT scan, which failed because the contrast that they put in before, you know, the contrast before they put in the before they put me into the machine, it messed up my vein, and this area got all hard. So they ended up taking out my IV, put me into the waiting room again, and then they called me in to put another IV in so they could try it a second time. The second time was like hours later. So I knew I had rehearsal that night, so I texted my boss and said, "Hey, I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm in the hospital. Can you send me the music?" And he was like, "Sure." He didn't send me the music. Anyway, when that happened, well, sometime after I texted my boss, they pulled me in to get a CT scan again. This time it worked, because I had a different IV somewhere in this area of my arm. And that worked. They put the contrast in, bada bing, bada boom. And then they saw that that my appendix ruptured. They needed to do, they needed to put a drainage tube inside me. And they did the next day. Anyway, like a couple hours later, I was just sitting in the waiting room on one of those lounger chairs. Not lounger chairs, you know those chairs that they have in hospital rooms that are like really, really comfortable and recline? They put me on one of those. Anyway, they put me on one of those, and I was there for like 2 or 3 more hours till they brought me back to tell me the results of the CT scan the second time. And I was super thirsty too, and in so much pain. They gave me antibiotics and all that. So when they took me back there, they were like, "Okay, your CT scan shows that you have a huge abscess in the right side of your abdomen, that made a wall, and we can't even see the appendix." So I'm like, "Oh my god, my appendix is gone. And we also see a lot of poop buildup." I'm like, "Oh, I haven't even peed or pooped that day." Well, I did that morning, but that's normal. Who doesn't pee in the morning after they wake up? But I did. But I was so stressed out in the hospital that I was holding in my pee, and I'm part of the spectrum, so I don't like using public toilets at all, unless it's just for peeing. So they were like, we're gonna have to admit him to a room, but they can't put in the drainage tube tonight. So we're gonna have to admit him to a room. So after they said that, they sent me back out to the waiting room into a different chair that didn't recline as well as the one I was in earlier that day. And I ended up staying there for till like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. And they brought me through the hallway in the most uncomfortable wheelchairs I've ever had to sit on. They brought me into the hallway of the ER and put me into the most like back bed that they had. The bed was super uncomfortable. Like, it's not like this bed right here. It was like sleeping on a couch. Not even a couch. It was like sleeping on a pew at church. And I could not sleep a wink that night. Because I was on the bed, uncomfortable as fuck. My mom, who was with me, my dad went home. My mom, who was with me, sat in one of those chairs that they had in the Well, my mom, who was with me, sat in a chair that they had next to my bed. It was so uncomfortable, you guys, that my lower back was hurting so much that I'm like, that I needed more pain meds, which they gladly gave me more pain meds. I'm not addicted or anything, they just gave me pain meds. And I couldn't sleep. I kept waking up like every hour. I had at most like an hour of sleep that night. Because it was so bad. Well, the pain meds helped a little because they gave me some morphine, and I was the good morphine, not the bad shit. Anyway, after that happened, I spent like another day in that bed until like 2 p.m. the next day, and about 2 p.m. they finally got me a room with a slightly more comfortable bed. And as soon as I got into the bed, they were like, "Hey, we're ready for your procedure." So I got into the wheelchair. They took me down to the place to get my procedure. And well, I didn't go in a wheelchair. They took the bed in, and they slid me over to the procedure thing, and to the procedure room. They lifted me up, moved me over onto the operating table, which looked like a CT scan room because they had like that big machine. And they said, "Okay, we're gonna do your procedure now." So they gave me some a really strong like anesthetic or something like that. And they put that in me, and I could not feel anything after that. Like anything. They had an oxygen mask on. They had an oxygen thing on me, and then they just did the procedure. It was like a 15-20 minute procedure. It didn't take very long. I couldn't feel anything. I was so out of it that I let them put me back onto the bed from the operating table, and then they transported me to the recovery area, and I was just there for an hour. I was there for an hour, just sleeping, waking up, sleeping, waking up, sleeping, waking up. And after that finished, I was transported back to my room. Now, this hospital room was like very small, and well, not small, but it was about the size of this room right here, maybe a little bigger, and it had a bathroom in it. So they gave me some apple juice, they gave me some water. Well, the apple juice had Miralax in it. They gave me some apple juice with Miralax, they gave me some water. And like a couple of hours later, I had to make my first body movement. I did that. Took my poopy, got back into the bed, and just relaxed and watched Bob's Burgers. My mom was with me the entire time. Thank God for her. And then they brought me dinner, which was broth, tea, which, okay, I'll take that. Mind you, before that, actually, I'll continue on my story. Anyway, after I ate my broth and my tea, and I didn't eat my tea. After I drank my broth and my tea, I got back into the bed, got, my IVs and my vitals done. And that was it for me for that night. So, after all that happened, I had to get another IV thing. But anyway, I slept slightly better that night. Next morning was 6 a.m. and the phlebotomist came in and put in and had to do blood work right here on the top of my hand. They came in, did that, done. It hurt. Let me say that at least. It hurt a lot. Especially after they put the Band-Aid on, because the tape was so strong that it actually pulled on my skin a little bit, and it was really uncomfortable. They drained my drainage tube themselves. I had this like big old sack. That was almost like one of those lunch sacks that people would pack on like for field trips for elementary school. It was horrible. Anyway, next morning came around. Yeah, like I said, next morning came around, blood work, and then they brought me breakfast. They brought me actual food to eat for breakfast, which was amazing. I had eggs, sausage, yogurt, I think. I can't remember exactly what I had. But it was good. But it was the first thing I haven't eaten in days. And my mom was with me, so she helped me with everything, so. And then all that happened. I relaxed. I took a shower that day because I needed it really badly. Felt better. Came back, put some shorts on, and just chilled. Got my antibiotics, got more antibiotics as scheduled. Got more drainage. There's regular shtick. Then lunch came around. It was good-ish. Hospital food's not really that great, but it was okay. And then, yeah. The third day, after I think I took another shower. No, I didn't. I didn't take another shower. Anyway, the third day, I was relaxing. It was like after lunch. My church pastor, was it the third day? I think so. I could be wrong. My church pastor, Father Dan McBride, came and visited me and gave me the anointing of the sick because my boss told him that I was sick. I was in the hospital. So Father Dan came in, we talked, we chatted, we visited, of course. He told me not to worry about work and to come back whenever I'm fully recovered, which I am. I went back today, actually. Anyway, as of recording this, he came in. We did the anointing of the sick and stuff, which was really, really amazing because I've never had that done to me before. So we visited. He left, and I was bored out of my damn mind. Again. So my mom went home, brought me my tablet from my messy room. Actually, I'm recording on my tablet right now. Anyway, she came back a few hours later with my tablet and some of my stuff and some clean clothes for me. Like some clean sweatpants in case my boss came to visit, which he didn't, which is okay because he was busy. And next thing I knew, I was just bored. I watched TV, I went from the bed to the chair, then back to the bed, and back to the chair. I did that a few times. Then a couple days go by, you know, with the blood work and shit. A couple days go by and I had another IV issue. So they, like late at night, they pulled my IV out and they put my final IV that I had in this part of my arm. And that hurt because it was deep. It was very deep.
That's what she said.
It hurt like a motherfucker. Anyway, that happened. I got a new IV in, took a shower, got my drainage tube done. They switched out my drainage tube for like this little ball. It's a JP drainage or something like that. Put a picture right there. That's what it looks like. If I end up editing this video. I might not. I'll probably edit it tomorrow. Anyway, that happened. And then I had family visit, you know the regular shit that happens at hospitals. And then Tuesday, not last Tuesday, like the Tuesday after I was admitted, at 6 o'clock, no, at 5 o'clock in the morning, my nurse came in and said that I had to drink that for my CT, I had to drink the most disgusting contrast liquid that I've ever had to drink. She gave me 2 water bottles full of it. So for the next hour, I drank that. I drank that shit. I drank about, the first bottle, I drank about half. I did like 10 gulps every couple minutes. Every 5 or 10 minutes or so. Then once I was done, I gave that about 5 or 10 minutes. Now open the second bottle, put that in, drank it. And then after that, I called my nurse and said, hey, I'm done drinking the contrast. And then boom, went to get my CT scan. Before they came in to get me for the CT scan, I called my mom to tell her that, hey, I was doing my CT scan. They're gonna take me down to do my CT scan. And she sent my dad to and she was supposed to send my dad to come and see me after the CT scan, but I went down, did the CT scan, and went back up to my room, and lo and behold, my mom was there. Because her client let her off early to come see me. And I was like, hey, where's Dad? And he was like, he's home. I'm not gonna let him worry about it. So that happened. I had breakfast, which I think was French toast, lunch, and then after lunch, they came in and told me that I had to go home with the drainage tube. Yeah, they discharged me with the drainage tube. I was not happy. Not happy whatsoever. But it's okay. So after they started doing the discharge order, then my nurse came in and taught my mom and I how to do the drainage, which it was easy. I'm not gonna go into detail with that, but like 2 hours later, I was discharged. I got dressed, got some comfortable clothes on. My nurse pushed me down while my mom pushed me down to where the cars are. While my mom followed. My mom got the car, brought it over. I got in the car and we went home. And my diet has changed significantly. So after I got home, I had dinner, took my antibiotic, bada bing, bada boom, did all that. And I just chilled. I slept in this room. My actual bedroom is such a mess, it's such a disgusting mess that I can't even sleep in there right now. I'm surprised I could even live in there. But I'm gonna get it clean. So I can actually do stuff in there again. So after all that happened, like a few days later, I went back to my primary care doctor. Excuse me, with the tube. And she said everything looked good. She ended up changing out the bandage on my drainage tube, because it was bleeding a little bit. And I didn't let my mom do it because it hurt. She changed out my drainage tube. Everything looked good. And then like a few days later, before I went to my appointment, I went to choir rehearsal with the drainage tube. I didn't play anything. I didn't play the piano like I do. I just sang. And that was before Ash Wednesday. No, that was before the last Sunday of ordinary time before Ash Wednesday. And we were also practicing for Ash Wednesday. And I was there the whole time, which felt so good because I was so bored at home. Sure, my mom made me do stuff, but overall I was just bored. And then I ended up having the worst case of constipation ever. I'm not going to get into detail with that, but Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday were misery. So Friday comes up, and I had to get ready for my appointment. I tried pooping, didn't work. showered, but it felt like I was having contractions. So I took a shower, trying to poop again. Came to my bathroom to finish getting ready, and right when I went into my bathroom, it was time. I'm not gonna go into much, but I felt like how Randy Marsh in South Park felt after he took that dump in his toilet. I literally quoted Randy, "Hey Sharon, come in here and look at my shit." I even laughed at my own joke, but that was like right before I had to go to my appointment. So after I took that revealing dump, my butthole hurt. After I took that really good dump, I finished getting dressed, got ready for my appointment. Boom, left for my appointment, and that was the exact day I got my drainage tube taken out. It was literally 2 days ago I got my drainage tube taken out, which thank God I didn't have to deal with that shit anymore. So my mom took us to breakfast. I had some delicious chocolate pancakes. Then we came home, chilled, and lived life as normal. I still had to take my antibiotics, but lived life as normal. And then today, I went to mass, sang my heart out because I missed doing it. And now I'm back to my regular stuff, but I still need to get a CT scan done. My CT scan still needs to get done. And I'm trying to schedule it but Dignity Health won't approve Dignity Health have been having trouble with my insurance. They need to approve my insurance before they actually make that fucking appointment. And I haven't heard from him. I tried to call to make that appointment on Friday. But I got so far into it, told them my insurance information, but they still wouldn't fucking schedule my thing. Hopefully I'll get it this week. Not Friday. Not Wednesday. Anyway, I still need to get my CT scan done to see if I need to get surgery to get my appendix out. But until then, I'm good. One thing I forgot to mention though is that I lost a lot of weight. I'm sure you can tell by my face. I'm not gonna stand up because I'm tired. It's really late at night right now as I'm recording this on a Sunday night. I'm just tired. So yeah, I lost a lot of weight. My highest weight before all this happened was 409 pounds. I weigh now 374 pounds. Which, good. But no, I didn't want to lose weight that way. I didn't want to get my appendix ruptured. Because I refused to eat And during that time before I went to the hospital, like a week or so before, I recorded 8 videos for my editor. 8. The one you saw on Monday, that was one of them. What a journey this has been. This video is very long. So I guess I'll end it here. I'll make another update video in the future, but that's all I have for right now. I have a lot of stuff to do this week. I have a lot of masses to do this week. By the way, I had sick time. I had a lot of sick time, so I was still able to get paid when I was sick. But besides that, videos are back. You saw that video on Monday, that old recorded video of Reddit stories that absolutely pissed me off. So that is about it for this video. There might be another Cumbia video coming out this week too, if I actually want to make it an even 140. But that's it. Like, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. Don't forget to follow me on my Instagram, on my Bluesky, and if you want, support me on Patreon. Storyfire's dead. If you haven't noticed, I still need to take the link out of my channel bio. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you've gotten to the end of this video, comment appendix. Or comment, I love you, Gio. Because I have gone through hell and back. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love you all to death, and don't forget to stay positive until the pride lands end. It feels so good to be back.